All right, guys, it's that time of year. Let's talk about planning your Thanksgiving dinner. One of the most common questions I get is, how do I get everything on the table warm for Thanksgiving? And today I'm gonna share with you my favorite tips and tricks. The first thing that I recommend doing is organize. Organizing is gonna make all the difference in the world. Grab a pad of paper, a pen, and we're gonna do two different lists. We have one list that's going to be all the recipes, all the dishes that you wanna have on the table for Thanksgiving. Your second to-do list is going to be the things that you need to do for hosting. So that's going to really break up the things that you need to do, and then we're going to start with planning for your meal. When it comes to meal planning, first start with how many people are you going to have, and then determine your list from there. For example, if you're going to have 4 to 6 people, maybe you would want to do like a stuffed turkey breast versus a whole turkey. So that's going to really help dial in on how many dishes should you make, how many people are you going to be feeding, and then starting from there, you're going to build out your list. I love doing a stuffed turkey breast. As you can see here, you're doing 2 dishes in one. So you're gonna have your turkey breast and then you're gonna roll it up with your stuffing. So then you're knocking out 2 dishes at once. Now, the one downside with a stuffed turkey breast is that's not going to feed like a huge amount of people. That's when you're gonna wanna look at like a full-size turkey. So for example, if I'm going to have right around, let's say 10 to 14 people over, here's going to be my average Thanksgiving menu. These are the must between like 20 plus years of hosting Thanksgiving. And all of your friends and family, they're gonna all have their different wants. So this is my top wants when it comes to my family. Normally gonna do a whole turkey because hosting anywhere from 10 plus people, I'm gonna do a full-size bird. And then mashed potatoes, to me, that's an absolute must. You have to have mashed potatoes. My nephew absolutely loves scalloped potatoes, so I typically add those on there. Green bean casserole, we have dinner rolls. Normally I'll do like a sourdough bread. So then you have 2 different breads, or cornbread is a great option. Barbecue meatballs is my family's absolute favorite, must have, has to be on the table. Pies, normally I do 2 minimum, just because you never know what somebody's gonna like. People either tend to love pumpkin pie or hate it. So I always have a pumpkin pie and apple pie. And then you're gonna look at, do you want any no-bake desserts, Jello salads, cakes, cookies, anything like that. Gravy, sweet potato casserole, mac and cheese, stuffing. So here's like an average list, and I'm gonna link to my recipes below too. So let's get into the logistics of how do you get everything on the table warm. So there's going to be certain dishes that you can make in advance. For example, I love a good turkey gravy, but to me, a good turkey gravy has to start with a stock. So my biggest recommendation for a turkey gravy is having a good stock. Go to the grocery store. You can see if they have like turkey wings. Sometimes they'll have like turkey parts, and then make your stock from there. You can make it way in advance and then just freeze it, pull it out the day of, make your turkey gravy, and then the drippings from, let's say if you're doing a whole turkey, you can always just add that in to just kind of like give it a little bit more of that turkey flavor. If you're doing a turkey breast, then you don't even have to worry about adding drippings or anything like that. Let's talk about potatoes. Potatoes are just a must-have on the dinner table. So we have mashed potatoes, we have scalloped potatoes. Mashed potatoes need to be made the day of, like no compromising on that, because everybody's gonna love that. Now, if you're doing like a scalloped potato casserole style dish, those can be made 2 days in advance. What I would do is I would have it all prepped out, top it with the cheese, cover it with your tin foil, place it in the fridge, and then you're gonna pull it out the day of and put it in the oven when you're going to be warming up several dishes, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit, several dishes at once at like 350 degrees. The green bean casserole, you love it or you hate it. It cracks me up. So many people, they're just like, no, I'm not gonna eat that crap. So green bean casserole, definitely made the day of. Making it in advance, it can get a little bit like watery built up into it, and then you gotta mix it. It's a mess. We're also gonna be cooking that at the same time as some other dishes, which we're gonna talk again about in just a little bit. Sweet potatoes is a must to have on the dinner table. So you can do sweet potato casserole, you could do whipped sweet potatoes, roasted sweet potatoes. And the great part is there's so many different ways to make this, that sweet potatoes can be made in advance. I recommend making that 1 day in advance, just to make sure, like especially like a sweet potato casserole or like a scalloped sweet potato, sometimes that's going to bring some moisture to the top and it's just not really appealing. And you're already spending all this time making a beautiful Thanksgiving spread. You want it to be attractive as well. We're prepping the dishes. We're gonna put it in the oven at the same time. Macaroni and cheese. So we're gonna go over 2 different techniques with this. If you're doing it on the stovetop, fresh always needs to be fresh. If you're doing it in the oven, you can make it in advance. Now, personally, I do mac and cheese the day of because the noodles can sometimes get a little bit funky or something the day after. All right, let's talk about bread. We have cornbread, we have sourdough bread, we have dinner rolls. There's so many different options. So I recommend if you're making any of this from scratch, 1 day in advance, no more. And here is my favorite tip on dinner rolls. I love making them the day before, and then when dinner's ready, like you have everything out on the table, it's all moving out. We have our oven preheated to 375 degrees. Brush the top of the dinner rolls with some melted butter. Sprinkle some flaky salt on there. Place the rolls in the oven for right around 5 to 7 minutes. We're just warming them up. Pull them out, put them in a basket, and get them out on the dinner table. Barbecue meatballs. Okay, in my house, it's a must. Everybody, they're not here for the turkey. They're not here for all the other stuff. They all want the barbecue meatballs, which cracks me up. But they are really delicious. So if you're making these meatballs, you can make it 1 to 2 days in advance. Have them all cooked, ready to go, the sauce on top in your casserole dish, covered with tin foil. And then, as you guessed it, we're gonna be placing it in the oven to warm up with these other dishes. It's gonna take longer to cook than, let's say, a green bean casserole or scalloped potatoes, anything like that. It's going to take longer to cook and reheat because it's just more dense. So plan on the meatballs taking about an hour in the oven. Pies, cakes, desserts, no bakes, Jell-O salads, anything like that, a day in advance. You can definitely get away with all of it in a day in advance. And personally, I am a pie person to have like even 2 days in advance, because pies can be a little bit more tricky than, like, let's say a cake, in my opinion. Sometimes the pie just does not turn out for whatever reason. Like it doesn't set, or it's watery if it's like an apple pie or something like that, which on my website, I have so many tips and tricks on not having that happen. If it does happen, it gives you a little bit extra time to like remake or go to plan B on a dessert. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty on how do we get everything on the table warm. So I gave you guys a bunch of like tips on when do you make certain dishes. And if you have any questions, if you have like a certain menu that you'd like me to take a look at, just drop in the comments below and I'll get back to you normally within 24 hours. So send me your menu, or if you have a specific question on an item, just let me know. Okay, let's get started on how we're gonna get it all warm out on the table. First, plan out the dishes that you're gonna be baking everything in. So starting with like your scalloped potatoes, your green bean casserole, your anything that's gonna need to be warmed up and that's gonna be in a casserole dish. Even measure out the inside of your oven is a good option, because every oven is a little bit different. And if you're working with 1 oven, 2 ovens, 3, however many ovens that you have, you wanna make sure that you can fit as many dishes in the oven as possible. So 9x13s, 8x8s, 9x9s, they're gonna be your best friend during this time of the season. So then you can squish as many dishes in that oven at the same time. We're gonna have the oven set at 350 degrees. If you have a convection oven, you're gonna wanna double check the temperature, because some convection ovens will not auto adjust. So you may need to bring it down to 325. We're doing 350 because that's more of a warm up temperature versus like a baking temperature. We're just warming up the dishes. Anything with meat or cheese, baked mac and cheese, if we're doing like a cheese scalloped potatoes or cheese, any type of vegetable you can essentially scallop and just add cheese into it. So anything like that is going to be more dense. It's going to take longer to warm up. Plan for 1 hour. The green bean casserole, the sweet potato casserole, things like that, they're only going to take right around 30 minutes. So just planning that out. Using a timer is going to be your best friend. Have the timer set next to it, so then you're not getting distracted with other things. Let's talk about the stuffing, or a lot of people call it dressing. So a lot of people like to stuff their turkey. I don't do that. I'm personally just not a fan of that. I like to make my stuffing 1 to 2 days in advance, have it in the baking dish, in a casserole dish. I'm going to power bake it. So I'm cooking it for only like 20 minutes. I'm gonna pull it out, let it cool completely, cover it with tin foil, and then I'm pulling it back out the day of Thanksgiving to do that final bake and to get it that nice little bit of a crispy top. So doing that, we're adding that at the same time as our other dishes at 350 degrees, and that stuffing is going to take right around 30 minutes. So 30 minutes with it covered, remove the cover and cook it for an additional 10 minutes. Let's also talk about like crock pots and different kind of warmers. So most of us are gonna have some kind of a crock pot or something like that. That is a great way to keep something warm. So think of like if you're doing a creamy mac and cheese, that's perfect. Throw it in that, cover it up, turn it on low, set it aside and forget about it. If you're doing any kind of like green beans, baked beans, anything that you're not like expecting like a crispy top or anything, throw it in that crock pot and just let it stay warm. You could also do that with the gravy. The gravy is a great place for, or the crock pot and the gravy are a great combination. Your microwave, that's gonna be a really nice option too. The microwave is a great way to keep something warm too. So it's not just necessarily warming up a dish, but a microwave is a really nice thing to use on just putting in a dish to just keep it warm long enough to get it out on the dinner table. So you're talking like 5-ish minutes or so. One of my favorite tips, and it's not going to like warm up a dish and it's not going to hold it forever, but it's a really simple solution for like 5 to 10 minutes as you're juggling things. And normally this is like the final steps of getting things on the dinner table. So you're gonna start with placing a towel on the countertop. You have your baking dish, so you may need like a heat pad below it or like a trivet, but then you're gonna put a towel down, cover it with tin foil, put another towel on top, keep in the heat. So that's a really good way to keep in that heat for those, again, 5-10 minutes until you're getting everything out on the table. So I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions on a dinner menu, any questions on getting everything out, anything for entertaining, definitely let me know. I'm here to help in any way that I can. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving.